Good day, and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. So in this video we're going to take on the Transformation Boost SBR. I did forget to fill in the beginning bit where we went through our team, but basically we have the Strength Boo as a lead, we have a friend Cooler as a lead, and the rest of the team is entirely free to play with the Prime Battle Easy Aid Freezer, the two Easy Barbershop cards, well, the one Easy Barbershop card, the Agility Cooler, and the Easy Aid Int Final Form Freezer. Then we have Ohm or Arm, the DB Heroes free to play card, and then we have the second form Freezer as well, bringing and filling in the team. So obviously the strategy here simply is to get the Cooler and the Prime Battle Freezer on rotation, let them do their thing, and then get the Int Final Form Freezer linked up with the Agility Cooler and let them also do some work on the opposite rotation. We're going to let the Strength Boo kind of float around, and we're going to let the Arm definitely float around. The weak points in this free-to-play team is definitely Arm. He brings attack lowering and a defensive buff and key buff to most of the team, along with an attack buff for the artificial life form categories units. But he's not got great stats, being such an old free-to-play card with no easy A. The definite strong units in this team obviously are Freezer and Cooler, who are going to do most of the hard work. The Final Form Freezer actually does a pretty good job if you get his guard activated, which means you just need to take a hit from a tech type unit, or alternatively, obviously, if there's a Goku family category enemy on rotation, he will also automatically have his guard and provide a buff to the rest of the team. In terms of the way the strategy is going to work here is, so this first kind of battle here, obviously we blow away essentially with the Prime Battle Freezer getting some good damage out and finishing off the stage. But the final stage is against one enemy. It's against Mystic Gohan, and it's pretty tough as a stage. It's got, he's got a lot of health, very similar to Tech Gogeta, and he hits very hard. So the strategy there essentially is just to attack lower him constantly, to the point where even if he does super or hit hard, he won't kill us, basically. And then we just whittle him down with attack lowering until we manage to win the fight. You'll see here, obviously I'm double stacking up on items. This is just because that Android 18 scares me quite a bit with Tech Boo in that last slot, because cards just absolutely adore hitting people hard in that last slot. This physical second form Freezer, by the way, is very good. Unfortunately, Agility Cooler doesn't have big bad bosses, which would have made this link pairing actually work very well. But because they both have most Malevolent Clan in its space, they're already lowering the attack and defense of the opposition, which obviously allows him to trigger his full passive, which obviously increases his damage if he's hitting a unit that has lowered defense. So he does some decent attack stats. I mean, 1.6 is pretty good considering it's AoE, and his defenses are out. It's sitting at about 80-90k without big bad bosses, which is, it's decent. Does have his active skill, which we don't manage to use, but obviously, I mean, doesn't make too much of a difference. So here we're going to use Freezer to try and take out the Android 17. Obviously, Freezer does a tremendous amount of damage, and luckily there's super category enemies in every single stage of this transformation boost, so he's going to really proc his full passive. And then Arm, we're going to hopefully lower the attack of Android 18, because just in case, obviously, we want to try and reduce the damage as much as possible. You can see there, you can still take a lot of damage. I mean, Freezer, okay, he didn't super yet, but he was still in the first slot. He still had his 150k defense, whatever, so you take quite a bit of damage from type disadvantage supers, and we had an item active there. So yeah, we managed to take out the Android 17, perfect, and then Arm is going to manage to attack lower the Android 18, which is really going to help us reduce the amount of damage we take. You can see he still takes 20k. So yeah, in terms of team build, it's definitely very important that you really keep Arm floating as much as possible, and you want to try and take out the fights as quickly as possible before he can really get involved and take a lot of damage. I made a mistake here. I should have just moved the agility cooler onto rotation and had him link with the Int final form Frieza going into the final fight, but I was not necessarily thinking at the time. I was busy doing something else while I was managing the SBR, so I did miss that one. But yeah, you definitely going into the final fight, you want to link the AGL cooler with the Int final form Frieza. So in terms of these fights, obviously they go from 3 enemies to 2 enemies to 1 enemy. The attack lowering basis of this team works very well in that situation, controlling damage quite well. But this team obviously lacks stuns and seals, which would really help with this fight and the last one. So if you can go for a transformation boost team that has a bit more control, I do highly suggest it. Obviously, transformation boost is a very wide category. You can build a whole bunch of units that fall in the transformation boost. So you're free to go and design or work with any team that you see fit. I almost contemplated using the Peppy Girls trio again for this stage, but I didn't think they would kind of show out and do their best work. I did use them for the Universal Survival Saga stage, which was pretty fun. It was a nice stage, that one. I think I came up with a interesting strategy to take it out, a decent one. It does obviously require one of the leads, as all of these do, but yeah, I think it was an interesting one at least. So here, because Frieza is fighting a Goku's family unit, he's going to have his full damage reduction active the whole time, which makes him tanking in first slot not a problem. The only big error is obviously I didn't put second form Frieza. I didn't put agility cooler there instead of second form Frieza. So now second form Frieza is still on rotation, and Arm is... I should have probably moved Arm in there as well. But like I say, I made a couple mistakes because I wasn't watching. Arm, even though he has much lower stats, has the type advantage and the attack lowers. So yeah. But there you go, there's Frieza's defense reduction stacked with more defense reduction kicked in. So he's not going to take any damage there at all. Second form Frieza is essentially useless for this final phase. One enemy doesn't really do anything for him since he's an AoE unit, and he doesn't do much in terms of attack lowering, defense lowering, and all of that. So in reality, he's just kind of there. But luckily, Arm gets the double super, which really helps because it's going to lower his attack and defense quite substantially. And the big damage rotations obviously here in the form of Frieza and Cooler, who are going to dish out a crap ton of damage. And then we're going to be able to see how we go from there. In terms of other teams you could use here, you could try a Pepe Gal's team. I might try that. You could try a Saiyan based team. You could try a Realm of the Gods based team. There's so many transformation boost units that honestly you could try out any team. Hybrid Saiyans, Pure Saiyans, Pepe Gals. Anything that you got the units for and you got the dupes for. This stage does hit pretty hard, but luckily from Fight 2 and 3 you can control it a lot with a lot of utility. So if you maybe pop a bit more items in the first fight, especially if you've got a very highly control based team, I think you could actually probably do this stage quite nicely. Then we got the double attack lowering with Cooler, we got the attack lowering with Frieza. Attack lowering obviously really helps in this final fight, but also if you have a whole bunch of stuns and seals gone, it's not going to do much either anyway. So yeah, it's really going to be up to you guys depending on how you want to build this team. I think control teams are perfectly fine from the second and third fight onwards. The only thing I would not suggest bringing is probably mass AoE. I don't think it's actually beneficial. Obviously Frieza worked because he was filling in a slot, but I would have probably preferred to bring another transformation boost unit that could have had his full passive triggered and maybe done like a seal or a stun or more attack lowering or anything like that, because yeah, the first fight, the damage from the second form Frieza was very impressive and very helpful, but after that his utility and damage really fell off because you clear out the physical 17 quite quickly, and then obviously also you manage to fight 2 and 1 enemies, and the less enemies you fight, the less effective AoE is. You know, if a unit's doing 4 million and is fighting 5 enemies, that's 20 million damage. The moment he's fighting 2, that makes it 8 million. So realistically, you just need to keep that in mind. But yeah, we get all the attack lowering that we need in the world. We're going to take a super attack here. If we had taken the super attack on second form Frieza, we would have died, because this does like 230k after multiple attack lowering. But I mean, you gotta risk it to get the biscuit. So as I say, he does no damage, he gets a crit. But yeah, ideally I would replace him with just something else that provides control. I think anything that provides control or further attack lowering, or maybe is a bit tankier, would suit this stage a bit better, because like I said, after the first fight, the AoE kind of serves its purpose really. The leads for transformation boost currently are all strength anyway, so you're going to have a heavy strength based lineup. So yeah, but that's transformation boost, guys. Very quick one. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope this gave you guys some ideas on how to tackle the SBL. Let me know in the comments how you do, and otherwise I will check you guys in the next video. So yeah, that's all from me. Good luck, stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon. Cheers and bye.